So you're thinking about moving to St. George, Utah. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out the map to show you all the different areas that you can live in St. George. And when we talk about St. George, we're really kind of talking about, the metropolitan area around it.
Washington County.
Yeah, Washington County. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, a lot of wonderful, cool things about St. George and maybe some negative things that you don't like. So it's really going to help you, maybe figure out exactly where you want to be.
So stay tuned.
So stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sean Dezad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad.
And we're with Keller Williams Realty right here in Southern Utah. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about working, eating, sleeping, living, and playing in Southern Utah, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to click on the little bell so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Now, we get so many calls from people that are either looking to buy or sell a home in Southern Utah, and we absolutely love it. So whether you think about moving to, moving from, or moving within Southern Utah, either give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.
All right, so where are we?
We are here. Here is the beautiful and lovely city of St. George in St. George, Utah. And I don't know why, whenever you type in St. George, it always has that Thunder Junction All Abilities Park,
I know it is.
Which happens to be my daughter's favorite park. She constantly asks me, can we go to the dinosaur park? Can we go to the dinosaur park? So if you want to know what that is.
Yeah, they have a volcano.
Yeah.
They got all this dinosaur themed stuff. They have a train.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is cool. But if you're wondering every time that you're, trying to figure out where you want to live and you type in St. George and you always see that. I don't know why. It's always there. But yes, that's what it is.
So that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So
let's start by saying, okay, where is St. George, right?
Yeah.
So we see it here. This is kind of the outline. Mm-hmm. Now it's obviously within Washington County, and that's what people. Okay, so Washington County is like that St. George metro.
Yeah.
About a population of a little less than 200,000 at the time of recording. By the time you probably see this, it's probably 400,000. But that's kind of where people are moving there in droves. Let me tell you. So, but let's go to St. George. We'll kind of pan back to kind of show you proximity where you are in relation to everything.
Yeah.
So, okay. So St. George here is, okay. So this is Utah, right? So when people say St. George is kind of synonymous with Washington County, which is synonymous with Southern Utah.
Yeah.
And really, I would say it's technically southwestern Utah. It's really that edge of, Nevada and Arizona and at Utah. So that southwestern edge. And that's kind of St. George / Washington County.
Yeah. And you're very close to the Arizona border. There's quite a few new housing developments on the Arizona border. And it seems like you're really far out of the way, but you're really not. You're really only 15 minutes away from, Main Street, from downtown. So, it's closer to Arizona than you'd think.
Yeah, and actually, I guess we can kind of give a little idea of proximity, right? So basically, what's really cool about St. George, one of the things we really love about it is it's so convenient here. Like the 15, it's right along the 15 freeway. In fact, the 15 freeway runs through it. Mm-hmm. But when you're actually driving, it's only about a 90-minute or so drive to Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So you have, again, not to say you need Vegas, but let's say you do want to go to Vegas every so often, where let's say you want a little bit more fine dining, you want a lot more shopping options, some entertainment options. Vegas, not 90 minutes away. And in fact, if we're kind of doing that, in Southern California is about a 6-hour drive, basically, from LA County, Orange County. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of giving you an idea as far as what's one really cool aspect of St. George's location is that its proximity to all this stuff.
Well, and then also you want to show its proximity to Salt Lake City as well. So,
so if you pan
that's
back
another cool thing about it.
Yeah, so Salt Lake City. So you take, again, that 15 freeway for you, and you just run right through Provo into Salt Lake City. And, about 5-6 hours or so, you're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
depending on how you're driving. Some people might get there in 3 hours or 2.
So that's a very cool thing. And then also to Phoenix, it's about 6 hours to Phoenix.
Yeah, not as quick as a straight shot because, again, the 15 freeway is just so convenient. Like this, between Salt Lake City and, the LA Orange County area. Mm-hmm. Actually, in fact, 15 freeway will take you all the way down to San Diego County too. So you just take one freeway, straight shot, and it's pretty convenient, right?
Yeah.
But now that we're done with all that, let's zoom into St. George.
Yeah. So what's interesting about St. George, too, is you can see all these other little cities. You can see, Washington, which is right there. And then you can see, Santa Clara, or as we often joke, Santa Clara. You want to click on Santa Clara. And then Ivins. Ivins seems like one of the things that
Santa Clara's pretty small in relation.
Yeah, it's super small.
Yeah,
well, what's funny is that people, they don't really differentiate between these cities, right? It's so... What's interesting about this map when I first started thinking about, where are we going to move to? And then I was looking at the map, everything is so close together. Even Ivins, from downtown to Ivins, what is it? 15 minutes? And,
it's not far, yeah.
Yeah, and, you think about...
Cell service might suffer a little bit.
Yes, cell service might suffer. But you look at this map and you think everything is so far away, and it's really not. Everything is so close together. Even Hurricane, if you want to show where Hurricane is, that is not that far away. And even Virgin, you see where Virgin is from downtown? It's not that far away. And
about 30 minutes, give or take.
And Virgin is a beautiful little spot, and you feel like you're really in the middle of nowhere, but you're really not. So it's very interesting, sort of unusual thing, I would say, at least from where we're from, because we're from a very large metropolitan area where everywhere you go, there's just homes and buildings, and it's a huge and built out.
And just so you know, like Virgin is pretty much at the gateway of Zion National Park.
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely stunning. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how beautiful it is here with the dramatic red cliffs, the rock formations, Virgin River, like all this stuff. So beautiful here.
Yeah. So, it's at Virgin is, the seat of Zion National Park.
Yes.
So we can show for you. Zion is very close. We can show for you.
Directions to, let's go to Zion. So it depends on where you're going to it, but about 54 minutes if you're going fairly deep into Zion National Park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's very close. I mean, you can easily, make it a day trip if you want to. It's
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's not, super far away or anything like that, which is one of the great things about living here, is that Zion is just right there, and it's just such a beautiful park.
Yeah, and also if you want to actually, I guess we could also put some skiing in this to kind of give us some ideas.
Yeah, so obviously another great thing about Utah is the powder. It has the best snow in the world.
Like champagne
snow.
So it's that dry snow, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian has got the highest base level elevation in all of Utah.
Yeah, it's about 11,000 feet.
Yeah. So and the commute there is again about an hour and 19 minutes, and then you get some really some fantastic skiing there.
Yeah, and it's funny. I would say the passes there, just for like a regular day pass, is pretty cheap. But then it's weird because then the annual pass is kind of expensive. Yeah. But you can get, if you do have kids, you can get deals for your kids through the schools and stuff. But
there's ways to work around it.
There is ways to work around it.
And I will find that deal.
Yes, Sean is all about
paying retail. Never.
Never. Yeah, retailmenot.com. Yeah, one of Sean's favorite
it's a site that I use. Slickdeals.net. Good one. So so now let's go to
let's go to St. George.
Let's go to St. George. Yeah. Enough with all that.
Yeah, enough of all that.
And then so like what we kind of outlined here, this is all this whole area here is like Washington County.
Yeah.
And this is St. George Metro. People conflate with St. George, but Washington County, tomato. This is kind of all, this is what you got going on here.
And just a little side note. So you see that name Hurricane, you think it's Hurricane. It's Hurricane.
Hurricane.
Because they're saying it in the way that people from Liverpool say hurricane, because I guess it was first settled by people from Liverpool. So it's the way Paul McCartney would say it. Well,
there's a Leeds.
Yeah. Well, hey, and you know what? Leeds was settled by people from Leeds, England, and randomly, Leeds, England is one of my favorite cities in the whole entire world. It is so beautiful. So finding Leeds in Utah was just kind of random and weird to me, because it's one of the most beautiful spots in the world, and the St. George region is also one of the most beautiful spots in the world.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So this whole area here, to travel, it's about 30 minutes, between 10 to 30 minutes drive. I mean, it's really not far to get to any of these spots,
it's
right?
Not.
It's pretty quick.
It isn't. It's so quick to get anywhere. But then when you're out in these places like Hurricane, Virgin, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
And a world away.
Oh, it is a world away, but you're not a world away.
No, that's really convenient.
Yeah.
And what I love about, so let's get into a little bit of
So you want to start with Main Street or,
Yeah, let's start with the center of it all because so Utah, okay, like so St. George is on a grid system. And this is a thing that, we've talked about this in another video, but the street numbering system, if you're not used to the grid system, is very, very confusing.
Yeah.
Like 1350 east, 2360 south, and then if it's an association, number 225. Like that. So you'll see those three sets of numbers and you're going, what does this all mean? Because a lot of people are used to word streets, right? But we have numbered streets. And what's cool about it, this all makes actually a ton of sense. So the grid system, so in St. George starts at where Tabernacle Street meets Main Street. That is 0 east west. Okay, so it's 0 east west, 0 north south. That's the center. And every basically major block after that, you add 100 to it, right? So that's kind of where that 2350 east is 23 blocks or so east. And then again, 1630 south is 16 blocks south. So that tells you kind of where it is. So for directions, it's actually pretty fantastic. But if you're not used to it, you're going, what the heck is all this?
Yeah.
So if we go to, let's see, okay, 100 and Tabernacle. Okay, so Tabernacle and where is the Main Street? 1000, okay. 400. See, look at that. It's going down. You can see how this is all making sense. So this junction here, so where's the Main? Oh, there we are. Okay, so this is the center of it all. Right there. And so all these streets emanate from that center. So you can see the 100 one, going that way, and then this way, and then south, and then in the north. So that's kind of giving you your idea of where things are.
And then you want to zoom in and show. So downtown is cool. There's a lot of cool.
And Main Street, you have a nice little, like eclectic kind of old school kind of feel to it.
So obviously there's a lot of cool little shops on Main Street, and you have
Bear Paw is kind of a cool cafe.
Yeah, and you have the Children's Museum down there. Oh, so then there's
a Children's Museum.
There's a Children's Museum. There's
really cool for New Year's.
Yeah,
this was pretty fun actually.
Yeah. And then you have the Tabernacle right there, which is a beautiful little building. And then what's cool in the Main Street, where the center of everything is, you also have that little statue for the Ironman World Championships, or the 70.3. So that's a half Ironman. So there's a cool little statue there. Let's see, do they have it? Did Google? Is that it? When did Google? No, that's not it. We can put some B-roll, show you what it looks like. That's an old picture.
Yeah, actually, as we're walking down this way, so this is Main Street here. So this is just really cute, just shops and dining.
Yeah, super cute. It's usually because one of the things about living here in Utah is that it does get rather touristy because it's very beautiful. There's lots of wonderful national parks here. Yeah, so Main Street is usually pretty busy no matter what time of day. You can see the restaurants right there. We like to go here a lot. There's George's restaurant, but it's always so busy. We'll think, oh, it's Wednesday night, let's just go. I don't want to cook tonight, let's just go. No matter when you go, there's some event going on, and so there's tourists down there.
Yeah, and Pizza Factory is a thing. This is like kind of all over this region.
Yeah, for sure.
And so really good pizzas. There's the breadsticks are fantastic.
Yeah.
And some pasta options too. And also the Thai place here is pretty good also.
Yeah, I love Binja's Thai. Probably a little too much. I end up every
so
time.
So it's got a little sushi action and also some Thai action going on here.
Yeah, I tend to overeat there and then.
And the Painted Pony is good.
The Painted Pony is good. Yeah, but I tend to overeat at Benja's and then feel guilty about it the next day.
And actually, in this parking lot here is where they have their farmers market.
Yes, and there is a farmers market there, which it's not year round. So, but yeah, there is a farmers market there.
So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah,
right?
so that's downtown, which is super cute. They have.
And that's all in Ancestor Square.
Yeah, all in Ancestor Square, and it's just a cute place to go, and it's just it's nice.
Yeah.
But you will notice on Sundays that many of the shops are closed. That is something that you need to know about living here in St. George, is that some of the smaller shops on Sundays, they are closed.
Yeah, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, Sunday is a pretty, I would say people take the day of rest very seriously.
Yeah, and what people like about, so from the housing perspective, this downtown, like town square area, this is kind of where you get a much more like these aren't your your
Mhm.
manicured subdivisions. This is a
Yeah.
bunch of different types of homes, different
Mhm.
ages,
Yeah.
and a lot of people like to be here because it's close to Dixie State University.
Mhm.
So so this area is pretty cool. Like you just get a very it's an older home, a more
Yeah.
established home.
Yeah.
But if you want new homes, this area is probably not going to be the best spot
Yeah.
for you.
So this area is very popular. Whenever a cool house comes for sale, it goes very quick. But if you don't like older homes, it's an older neighborhood, then maybe it's not really for you. If you're looking for new construction, that's not what this is.
Oh yeah, and then also the concrete. It's
Oh yeah.
actually it's along so it's along St. George Boulevard, and this place is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so where is it?
A few moments later.
So then here along St. George Boulevard is Nielsons frozen custard.
So good.
Yes.
Look at it. That tells you all you need to know. Look at those reviews. I mean, and 4.5. Like who is crying over spilled milk here? Honestly, I think you know what they're upset about?
What?
They got too fat from eating too much Nielsen frozen custard.
Yes, this little gem of a place was given to us by a friend of ours who grew up in St. George. So yeah.
Now I don't know if it's hearsay, but like the Oreo concrete.
Oh yeah. So how's the concrete?
It's very, very good.
Okay, they make it for you, and so they dip it, they tip it over like it, like I guess the best way I can relate to people that aren't familiar with this is a Dairy Queen Blizzard, right? Like
Yeah.
if you flip over it, it's not falling out. This thing is like concrete; it's not pouring out.
Mm-hmm.
But this stuff, and it's not even. It's kind of catches you off guard.
It does.
Like before you know it, you're like, oh, this is good. This is really good. And all of a sudden you're like,
You've eaten a
I'm
gallon.
at the bottom of my cup, and
Yeah,
then
for
I
sure.
just gained 5 pounds. Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah. So this is probably, I would say, if you ask anyone in the St. George region what's the best restaurant here, they'll probably say Sakura Japanese
I mean,
State.
and it's kind of hard to
Steakhouse.
argue with that. 4.7 stars, like 2,300 reviews,
Yeah.
right? And this is, I guess, the best way to relate to people that aren't aware of it. Is like kind of like Benihana's, I
Yeah,
guess.
for
So
sure.
teppanyaki, kind of really just great sushi. Just like it's just really good. Yeah, it's got that's like it says, chefs entertain at hibachi tables.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but it's like many of the restaurants near downtown is super crowded all the time.
Yes.
So
and whenever we call, it's like an hour wait at least.
yeah, at
just-
least an hour wait.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just be aware.
Just be aware. Yeah. And then obviously Dixie State University is really close to downtown. And
They'll be changing their name soon, actually.
yeah, they will be changing their name. I mean, a lot of controversy over that, but it will soon be Utah Tech. But actually, Dixie State, one of the reasons that we wanted to move here is because it has a university here. To me, that is very important. It not only has a major university, so four-year university, but also has a community college as well as a medical school up in Ivins. The medical school is it's
For profit.
It's for profit, but at least it's there. So, that's one of the when I was looking for places where I wanted to live. Having a university to me is very important because it just shows that there's innovation. What's really cool about Dixie State as well is that it works with the schools. So there's a really popular charter school that actually is on the campus, and you can get your AA in high school while you're
Saving some money
while you're in high school. So you graduate high school with the high school diploma and an AA. And then what's cool too, if you want to go down to some of the
Well, I think we should like so Dixie State and then Dixie Technical College
Yeah.
are like very close by each other.
yeah, I mean, what is that? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Again, this map is deceiving. You think it's far, but it's
No.
literally 5 minutes away.
Yeah, no, this was a New York City map.
Yeah.
This is like 5 hours, but here it's 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then what's cool, so down near the Arizona border, there is a lot of new construction going
Yeah, so
on
this is
down
where
there.
River Road meets the Southern Parkway.
Yeah, so they're actually building a technical high school down here. And that this technical high school is working with Dixie State and Dixie Tech. And it's going to be a technical college, and it's going to be, a lot of people are really excited about it. There's a lot of new construction down here.
Tons of construction going on here.
Yeah, and again,
Sandwiches are really this all is just going crazy with new construction.
and they're building, new grocery stores. They're building a lot of infrastructure to sort of accommodate all these new homes down here. And it's interesting because it does, again, it seems like you're in the middle of nowhere when you're down here, but you really...
It'll become somewhere very soon.
Yeah.
This will all be built. I mean, it's just being built out like crazy.
It is. It's being built out like crazy.
And I guess we should talk about St. George Regional Airport since we're
Yeah.
in the area. Okay, so pro, it has one.
Mm-hmm.
Con, it's very limited and kind of costly.
Very expensive.
So like you're
yeah.
getting like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 flights, commercial flights a day kind of coming out of there. So it's not, and I would say, look, the cities that's primarily hitting are Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Denver, DFW, so Dallas Fort Worth, which is actually pretty nice, and I think Phoenix, right? So I think those are the major airports that this will fly out to.
Yeah, for a direct flight.
Yeah, and again, cost, if you're comparing it to, let's say, Vegas, right? So McLaren Airport, it's the international airport here.
There's 2 airports in Vegas.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the major international airport here.
Yeah.
It's okay. So like you were doing like a Dallas Fort Worth like check, right? So I think it was
my
like
sister lives in Dallas.
Yeah, it was like $99 out of McLaren.
Yeah.
And about $450 out of St. George. So and again, good options. It's good that you have this option.
Yeah.
However, again, about 90 minutes down the road, you're hitting an international airport that will take you wherever you need to go to.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of view the regional airport here as for
emergency
purposes only.
Yes. Again, for me, I'll make that trek. 90 minutes. Again, we're coming from Southern California. We would go to LAX, which could take 90 minutes in and of itself sometimes. So we were, again, so to take a 90-minute drive to McLaren, it's not the worst thing in the world. And it'll take you everywhere you need to go to.
Yeah. So that's some of the new, there's new construction literally happening everywhere in St. George.
Oh my gosh, so much.
But this particular area, there's been plans for this for years and years. I mean, if you go back and look in the newspapers, they've been planning this for years. I mean, it's just sort of another city is cropping up, right next to St. George, even though it is St. George, but there's a little bit of blank space in between.
It is kind of amazing again, because one thing you'll see, notice there's lots of these. If you'll see this, like, it's actually interesting. We'll go to the satellite view, so you'll see like there's lots of bare land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not much, like it seemingly there's nothing going on between. You'll see these outcroppings of a subdivision and then nothing, and then outcroppings and then nothing.
Yeah.
What you'll see is, over time is that they'll start to grow closer to each other. They'll merge with each other, and all of a sudden you'll just again eventually you'll see this stuff all becoming one big suburban landscape basically.
Yeah. So another cool neighborhood is it's called Bloomington, near the Bloomington Country Club. It's a little bit more established. The homes are. It's not really new construction. It's more established homes, but it's very nice. And then obviously if you like golf, they have that golf course.
I think there's a little bit of golf in the St. George region. I don't know, like there's so much golf going on.
This is certainly not the only golf course. Truly, you just
another one
turn
here.
turn around and there's another golf course. Turn around, another golf course. Turn around, here's another golf course. So
yes, so we'll just say this: like St. George used to be known as more of, I guess, a retirement community, I would say, and that's definitely changed over time.
Yeah.
But part of the reason for that is the weather is obviously on the hot side in the summer, but you can, I guess, golf all year round.
Yeah.
So you got this migration pattern. So some of the big migration patterns going to St. George is basically actually, I should clear that. So basically along the West Coast in general.
Yeah, the whole West Coast.
The whole West Coast, right? So you're getting this
from
whole,
Washington,
this
Oregon.
whole West Coast area.
Yeah.
Oops. Let me just do that again. So this whole West Coast here.
Yeah.
They're going, this is a pretty cool spot.
And,
so that's
they're fleeing to freedom. Freedom! Right? So that's why they're going there. But then people up north.
Yes. So this whole area, they're like, hey, you know what? It's nice and warm here, and I can go outside all year round. I'm tired of shoveling snow.
Yeah.
I'm tired of doing the frigid winters.
Yeah.
I want to be out and playing golf whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Or whatever outdoorsy activity they're looking to do.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, St. George, or this region's not known for just golf, certainly. Like you said, the Ironman World Championships is actually going to be held this year here because it's challenging. You can do it all year round, and tons of triathlons are going on here.
Yeah, there's a big outdoor community in the St. George region,
Oh my gosh,
whether that's
so
running,
much.
hiking, climbing, mountain biking. If you love that kind of stuff, You can do that in spades here, and it is just so beautiful. You're blown away by how gorgeous it is.
Yeah, that red rock is just
Mhm.
something that I've never really experienced. You kind of have to see it to
Mhm.
believe it, because you're going,
Yeah.
someone tells you about St. George being so beautiful, and you're going, okay, well, you know the basics, right? Okay, it's a high desert.
Yeah.
Obviously not a ton of lush, landscaping and stuff like that. So you're going, okay, how beautiful can it be?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
But it is.
It kind of blows you away.
Yeah, because that red rock, I mean, is just so dramatic. Those rock formations, the cliffs, it's so, and then the amphitheater. Oh, you gotta take, okay, so this isn't technically. Oh, is this technically?
No, so up by Ivans, that's where the amphitheater is. It's the amphitheater's in Ivans. Yeah, so.
Like, this is crazy, right? So you see, it's surreal. I mean, it's just like, is this something that's real? Because I can't believe this.
Yeah, and what's interesting too, again, on the map it's deceiving. It makes you think, oh, it's so far away. It's what, 15
20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes.
15 20 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, well, actually, we'll tell them, actually. In fact, let's go. Okay, so St. George, directions. So 19 minutes. Yeah, so like
20 minutes. To basically where Dixie State is. So you see that thing, the Ledges of St. George, that's a golf course, and there's a lot of new construction going on around here.
Yeah. The elevation starts to bump up a little bit. So
it does.
St. George's elevation is about 2,600 feet, give or take. And then here's about 3,800.
Yeah, so it's about 5 degrees cooler in the summer, I would say. And then it's right next to the Snow Canyon State Park, which is stunning and gorgeous. The one caveat I would say about this particular area is that there's not much infrastructure around there. So there's not much stores.
Yeah, you're going to be driving into town.
Yeah, and there's not any schools or anything like that. So if you want to be really close to a school, that's not really there. So yeah, but it is beautiful. There's a lot of new construction there. There's a lot of, homes being built with, RV garages and that kind of stuff.
And on those hot summer days when you want to get some relief from the heat. So, okay, one will say you do get used to this heat, right? So it is like one of those things where if you're coming from a different area at first, obviously it hits you. But once you get used to it, you're like, oh, 100 degrees out, not a big deal. I guess, as you were saying, your fat kind of redistributes, and I can certainly use some redistribution of fat. So so there's a bit of that.
Your body adapts to it.
There you
for
go.
Sure.
But let's say you do want to get a cooler day. What people will do is they'll go to Pine Valley, right? So again, it's not that far away.
And we use the word cool in quotation marks. We're not talking about a cool day. We're talking about cooler, right?
Well, I guess we'll drop a decent amount of degrees there, I guess.
It's still hot. I mean, let's be real. It's not cool. But it's better than, let's say, it's 110 in St. George. It's better than that. So
And then if you're looking for your main shopping arteries, I will say, so River Road is kind of where you're going to see. So River Road, the shopping along River Road kind of blends into Washington as well. So along River Road here, so let me see if I can kind of highlight this a bit. So yeah, River Road here. So what you have a lot going on here is just tons of shopping. Like you have your Costco's, Targets, you have Best Buy, Home Depot, Lowe's.
Yeah.
All your major shopping.
And then there's Lynn's Market's right there, which is very popular. It's kind of on the border of Washington. So if you live out in Washington, well, I say out in Washington, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of like your more health food store. Yeah. Actually, them and Harmon's are the kind of two, I'd say, major health food stores in the area. And this is where you get like your organic foods, maybe your organic, like grass-fed beef or whatever, like depending on what you're looking for. Yeah. These are going to be like between Harmon's and Lynn's are going to be your two major grocers for that kind of stuff. Yeah,
for sure. And then just your typical grocery store is Smith's, which I actually like. I like Smith's.
Smith's is like all over the place. Yeah. And yeah, it's just a normal, it's like your grocery chain, really popular.
And then here is the regional hospital. So one of the cool things about the St. George region is that it has great healthcare.
Excellent.
Yeah, Intermountain Healthcare is very highly ranked in many different national surveys. This is public information. You can look for yourself.
And we had a friend actually that had, an accident, unfortunately, needed an operation. And he went here, and basically he went to his doctor.
Yeah, so he's not from here. Yeah. He was just visiting for a mountain bike race.
Yeah, and so he had an operation at St. George Regional Hospital. And basically his doctor, who's a world-renowned doctor,
Mm-hmm.
looked at what was done and said, you know what, this is perfect. I wouldn't have done it any different.
Yeah, and it was actually related to his heart. So
Yeah.
and he went to a heart specialist that's has all these papers that are published and all this stuff, and he was like, wow, this is amazing work. So yeah, so that's one cool thing about
Yes, that's true. Go ahead.
about living here.
And
is
what
that...
might not help your heart is that there is an In-N-Out right there. So.
Oh yeah,
In-N-Out, like going back to the River Road.
that will not help your heart, but it won't help your physical heart, but it'll help your emotional heart.
Yes. In-N-Out's so good. And of course, it's Chick-fil-A. And like in Long River Road, there's so much shopping here. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And then there are Walmarts sprinkled all throughout this region.
Yeah, for sure. So here we are, we're by Desert Hills High School, and this little Desert Hills High School is a popular high school. So one thing that's interesting, one of the reasons that we moved here to the St. George region is because we really liked the schools. There's a lot of really cool charter schools, a lot of cool programs.
Language immersion schools,
technical schools, and that kind of stuff. But then, if you look on the rankings, some of the schools can be hit and miss. So that's just, for you to know.
And if that's important for you, you got to reach out to us so we can help, try to help you achieve whatever's important to you.
Yeah. And one thing that's really nice here too is that you're not really, wherever you are living, you're not really stuck going to the school that you're zoned for. I mean, I know people, they have, 5 kids, and all 5 kids go to a different school. So it's and people will say, why? We actually met someone near Desert Hills High School, and we were asking him, oh, where does your son go to school? And he's like, I wish he went to Desert Hills, but he goes, 15 minutes away. I have to drive him every day. He wanted to go to this other school. So, I mean, you got a lot of choices here, so that's good. And the Desert Hills, I really like this area, and also the Hidden Valley area as well. So by the Hidden Valley Park, that's a really cool.
It's a really cute park.
Yeah, it's a cool park, and it's got a lot of cute homes.
And in
right
the summers,
around there.
they actually have a little bit of they have some water features to kind of give you a little bit of relief in those hot summer days. Yeah. And what we'll say about Utah is that because obviously they're aware, of course, that it gets hot in the summer, that there's a lot of indoor activities as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of indoor pools and that kind of stuff, and there's a climbing gym that we like, and because in the summer you definitely are looking for indoor activities.
For sure.
Yeah, so now where this little red marker is, we're showing you Stonecliff, which is a very high-end gated housing development. So
yeah, it's custom homes, gated community, like just kind of more of your one of the ritzy spots in St. George.
It's known for views, and then the rumors,
Vegas money.
Yeah, the rumors are it's all the Vegas celebrities. They live in there. So yeah, and it's also right next to Springs Estates. Like if you see where Springs Park is,
yes,
that's a cute little park. Obviously a cute little. I wouldn't really call it a lake. A little.
Pond.
A little pond, yes, a pond.
A water feature.
Yeah, and Springs Estates is super beautiful as well.
Yeah, not gated, but like bigger homes, like newer construction. Again, a lot of this area, St. George is going to have a lot of newer construction.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially because where we're coming from, newer construction is circa what we consider new construction from where we're from is more established is like 1990, 2000 maybe. Here, new construction is literally it's being constructed as we speak. So
yeah. And then you're also there's Washington Fields Intermediate. So this is the Washington Fields area.
Really cute.
So it's technically part of the city of Washington. It's a lot of new development out there. Beautiful. I actually really love it out there. It's a beautiful part of the St. George region,
yes,
for sure. So I know we've talked a lot. There's a lot more that we could cover, but
and if there's any places that we did miss that you want us to kind of elaborate more on, please obviously comment below.
Yeah, just let us know what you want to know about. There's obviously much more we can cover, but obviously there's only so much that we can do in one video before people just tear their hair out and say, please stop. So that's it. That's our video.
Now, if you see that really awesome house online and you want to check out and you want to go see, you got to reach out to us. So either give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.